Welcome back to a day in the life as a therapist and a content creator. Today I'm going to walk you through how I plan my monthly YouTube videos, how I brainstorm, schedule, stay consistent, while also having a private practice. So I am in private practice. What that means is that I work for myself. I have my own business and my private practice is seeing therapy clients. So I work in mental health services basically. I've had all these questions asked on Instagram. I asked you guys to give me a little bit of more ideas on what you wanted to see in this video. There's going to be a lot of like sit down and then just showing you guys like what I do. So I wanted to get started just like right away off the bat, just letting you know a little bit about just the type of content that I like to make and like how I came around to do this. And I am going to use my outline because one of the things that people have asked me is like, do you outline your videos? And 100% I do. Sometimes I'll even go and script them like fully. And not necessarily because I want to follow the whole script, but because if I do forget or I'm feeling a little overwhelmed that day or I'm feeling resistance to film, it's good to have it scripted so that I know I can always fall back to it, read it, and then come back to filming. And also, editing is a beautiful thing. There are so many times where I'll mess up in a video and I can edit the whole thing out. I try not to stop the recording from happening. I just go right through it. So they're just like my tips really quickly on just like the outline, and I'll show you guys step by step how that outline looks. I actually started off my social media journey when I was an LPC intern, meaning a licensed professional counseling intern, where I'm getting my hours to become a fully licensed therapist. I started off with a podcast and that was all full audio, so there was no intimidation with like doing video or anything like that. That's where I started off. That's where I kind of learned a lot about editing. And then I would promote it on my Instagram account. So then I started promoting my Instagram account. I would make little clips. And now I've evolved to get into YouTube and long form content. And that has been so great for me. I started this out, I want to say, in 2023. And we are now in 2025. And I started off by just posting videos ahead of time. I saw videos that I wanted to do, videos that I've already had an idea and things that I've already done in my life. YouTube is both a creative outlet for me and also a strategic part of how I connect with my community and also a way of how I market my services. And also I wanted YouTube to be something that I could branch out of just doing one-on-one therapy services. And I found that planning 3 core types of videos for my channel helps me with both my structure, create variety, and allows me to show up every month. So I only do 3 types of videos every month, and you will always see these kinds of videos for the most part, unless I have something with a brand or unless I decide I no longer want to do those kinds of videos. So one of them is the monthly resets. That is where I show you guys my routines, my goals, and it's something that performs really well, and that's why I continue doing it. I actually got the idea from Carter Sullivan. I used to watch all her monthly resets, and as well as Selena Trevino. And I saw other creators starting to do monthly resets as well. So I'm like, why not? That is a trending video. I'm going to do it. And I already do a monthly reset myself. So I started doing the monthly resets. That's one of the videos that I always do. It has the same format. It's always me talking about my habits, reviewing my habits, planning the next goals for the month. It's super easy where I don't need to think about it or plan it ahead. Then it's a sit-down teaching video. This is where it's both educational and evergreen. Evergreen, it means regardless of the time, it's gonna be relevant to some extent. It's an educational piece, and that really helps bring expertise into this channel on like therapy-related topics, mental health-related topics. It allows me to answer your questions or give tools to people who can come back anytime. So that's one of the second types of videos that I do, which is sit-down educational videos. The third type of video is the lifestyle vlog. This is something that in the past year I've implemented. And this is more of, I get to show up more casually, tell a story, sprinkle in topics like this. Like I'm doing this right now. I'm showing you my day, but I'm also showing you like relevant information, things that you've requested from me by giving you information about how I do my monthly content. So that is topics that you've asked me on Instagram or in the comments. That is where I end up getting the ideas on. I kind of like day in the life vlogs that have a story, that not just walk you through my day. Like there's actually something that I'm teaching you as well in my lifestyle vlogs. But it is a little bit more casual in the sense that I'm not just sitting down the whole time. You get to see my day. So those are the 3 videos that I do that just never change on YouTube. And so I encourage you, if you are looking at YouTube, think about 3 or 2 or videos that are just going to be standard, where you know, okay, one video I want to make sure that I'm going to share something that's part of my expertise, or another video is going to be something that I love to do that's like a personal thing. Think about it in that sense. Now, you can all do all educational videos, right? Like I've seen therapists who just do all educational videos here on YouTube. I've seen therapists that do reaction videos. There's like so many different things that you could do as a therapist or as a business owner. But for me, I don't really like just having sit down videos. I like to be able to show you my day, because I think it's really nice seeing how I practically go about reaching my goals and accomplishing my habits, and then showing you kind of a reflection and a review on a monthly reset. So I think that those 2 pair together. So how I brainstorm. So I keep everything in ClickUp, and I'm going to show you the setup that I use for ClickUp. That way you can get an idea of what I do. Right now, as you see, it is 9 o'clock and I have a task slot that says, this is where I do meetings, recording. So I'm recording this video, which is the day in the life of the therapist, monthly content planning process. And then later, I've already done this task, which is to do a mention of Trainwell, since I am partnering with them this month. So again, anything that I have going on will always be here on my, I guess this is like the very first home section on ClickUp. So this is where you'll see all of my tasks. When it comes to brainstorming, I've done a couple of things just to get ideas for videos. And before, it used to be just like I asked people what they wanted to see. Other times I would just say videos and ideas and things like that. But now I have created a system to get people to submit video ideas. So I'm going to show you here on Mellow YouTube. I have video requests. This is a video request form that I have people submit requests. This is right. So basically it's just like a video idea, a video suggestion, and then also feedback, something you're currently loving or hating on the channel. And then it will automatically go into here, a list of all these ideas. And then my virtual assistant will then go through all of these ideas and move them to here, a little bit more structured. This is where I have all my ideas for vlogs. These are other videos that people have requested, but I don't necessarily think they go into any of the 3 categories that I mentioned earlier. And then these are my sit down videos. And anytime somebody repeatedly requests that video, we'll add stars so that I know I can prioritize those videos in the next month. Right? So again, these are all my vlog ideas. So people have asked me things like, how do I decompress? What do I do for fun? How do I comb my hair? My business story, show how I brainstorm content. Like that has been one that people have mentioned. So I am doing this today. So this is where I get the ideas. And then once I'm done, I just like archive them. But first you have to go through the video request. Then we review them. So for instance, this one, someone actually asked for another video for adult friendships. So what we end up doing, what Kaylee ends up doing is just merging it. Task, let's just say how to maintain. Here you go. So what we do is we just move them. And that's all she does whenever we have all those requests to see. And then she'll go here, go to how to maintain relationships, and we'll put another one because that means already like 4 people requested this particular video. So that is how I basically come up with ideas from you guys. Sometimes again, like if I'm watching something and I see something that I like, or if I'm scrolling on Instagram Reels and I see something that I could talk about that's interesting me, I just do a video. I really just kind of see what is important to me. And then also just like what I offer, like my expertise. So things that I work with clients, like anxiety, perfectionism, things like that are part of my therapy services. So I like to create sit down videos on those topics. And the same thing with therapy. I don't like to do sit down videos where I'm telling you how to like do your private practice and things like that. No, I'd rather show you what I'm doing in my business, and then hopefully that helps you like get the wheels turning to learn and get ideas. So that is just how I create that. Now let's go down to brainstorming. So I'll have this. So this is a video that we're doing today. And what I do is I have this little template. This is where a brainstorm session is where I actually do the script, the description, and then if we make a blog out of this video. What I like to do is I like to get ideas for thumbnails. Sometimes I'll just put one just to get an idea, not necessarily to copy and paste the same thing, but to get an idea of things that I could potentially do for this thumbnail. So, and again, this is all comes in the planning. I have a once a month day where I plan these videos. I put this in my calendar where I have to like brainstorm, plan the outline, create the outline for this video. So I've already done that and I've already brainstormed. So this was like my brainstorm. It looks so confusing and I just had questions that people asked. So this looks all messy. What I end up doing is I'll add it at ChatGPT and I'll ask ChatGPT, can you make this a little bit more structured for me? Can you timestamp it? Tell me what questions I can like further put more detail. And again, this is scripted based on what I brainstorm. So it's not ChatGPT just doing all the work. This is ChatGPT just like making it easier for me to go through, and I don't follow every single thing that this says. It just says like, again, it just keeps me organized. So I encourage you to use ChatGPT for those types of like work tasks so that, again, you brainstorm yourself, you write your script kind of without like stopping. Just give yourself just a quick 15 to 30 minutes of all the ideas, all of the information, and then let ChatGPT kind of help you organize it a little bit. But yeah, and again, sometimes ChatGPT won't get it right all the time. And so you'll have to fix some of these things. So I usually review this and see what I have to, put. So right now I'm actually in this section where I'm telling you my system from brainstorming and organizing, right? So again, this is the video that we're doing today. And sometimes I'll add things like this, like what am I going to wear? Like I obviously changed my mind. I wore something else, but sometimes this is helpful. And then intro and a hook and then the main content. Sometimes I'll have a hook. Sometimes I don't. Sometimes when it's a day in the life video, I don't need necessarily an intro or hook. And then again, when it's like the description, anything that I mentioned today, I'm going to put here in resources. And also Kaylee comes in and Kaylee is my virtual assistant. She comes in and writes the description for the video. So that is how I outline, like store video ideas. I collect requests from audiences and then I break down all of my content tasks on that. And I'll show you another one. So this is like the actual task that I'm doing today, right? So this is a day in the life video that we're doing today. This is the suggestion that people had requested. So someone asked, would love to see how you plan your content. So, okay. So I'm showing you that. And then I have all of my tasks. So today it was to record. Tomorrow I'll probably put this to edit the clip, upload the video. So I'll end up, after I record the video, I'll then put the actual dates of when I'm going to do the rest. Because if I don't have the video recorded, I don't know when I'm going to do the thumbnail, when I'm going to do that. So that I do it the day of. That way it gives me just more flexibility on when I have time. Some weeks are super crowded with like therapy appointments, so I don't have enough time, and that's okay. But that's what I wanted to show you in terms of like, this is the task. And so since we're recording it, we can actually close this because we're recording it. We're going to finish it today. So we'll do that. Now, I want to show you once for planning. So for planning, I do things a little bit different in the sense that I like to start with planning every quarter. So every quarter, meaning, so we're in quarter 2 now, right? So April, May, and June. I basically come up with ideas of what I want to do for those months. I write them down. And then every month I come in, because I have a monthly business check-in, every month I come in on that date and I think about what videos am I going to record. I look at my quarterly view. This is where I go in and I'll put the dates on when I'm editing. And this is just a rough plan of the things that I'm doing for the quarter. It's not like set in stone. When I do my monthly business check-in, that is where I'll plug in what videos I'm actually going to do. So this is my social media calendar. This will show you all the videos that I have planned. So let me show you May, because that's a little bit more structured. So I put here all of my social media things. So this is my Instagram. So every other Monday I do an IG Q&A, and then I do a Instagram story. And because one of my goals is to increase my affiliate marketing income, I put links of things that I frequently use. So my planner, my habit tracker, my journal, Train Well, and my workout set. That is something that you will always see on my Instagram stories. And I try to spread it out because I don't always want to feel like I'm selling something to my audience, but I always just tag them on Instagram stories, link the affiliate link, and that just helps me feel like I'm making progress towards that goal of increasing the affiliate income. And since I have a partnership with Trainwell this month, I do have a reoccurring task of mentioning Trainwell 3 times a week. So that was like that's like the brand's deliverables that I need to do, which is what I have to do for them. And then on Thursdays, those are my upload days. So you'll have May monthly reset right there. Then you have this day in the life of a therapist, monthly content planning. And then I may not for the month of May because it's really busy. I might not do a sit down video. I don't always do 3 videos if I have just a heavy month of personal or thick goals that I want to achieve. I don't want to overwhelm myself with YouTube because YouTube is my flexible thing that I do for, of course, to market myself, but also it's a creative outlet that's just needs to be easy. So for the month of May, we are only posting those 2 videos, May monthly reset and the video that I'm recording right now. And I always record a month in advance. So I'm always a month in advance when it comes to videos. So let's go back. I have this Excel sheet. This, I plan out with Kaylee, my virtual assistant, what videos we're going to do, right? All quarter. So we'll just set all the ideas from the idea section. We'll go here, we'll write them down. I'll put film dates, editing dates, when I'm going to publish them. And then when I sit down the month prior, I then decide, am I going to follow the plan, or did we get a brand deal? Can that brand deal be incorporated in an already planned video? And that is how I do things. So I'm trying to like simplify it for you, but everybody's process is very different. This is what works for me. Plan quarterly, right? Loosely. Monthly, make the plan, solidify the plan, and then execute. I hope that that makes sense. We plan quarterly ideas, right? From the idea bucket, you know, whatever most is requested, we add it in. We've got 3 videos, got the monthly reset, sit down, and the vlog. Sometimes that can change, but for the most part, those are the 3 core videos. Then the month before, on my monthly business check-in, I solidify that that's the plan for the following month. And once that happens, I then plug it into my calendar and say, this is the day I'm going to report this. This is the day I'm going to script this. So I try to at least script and record every week. The only week that I do not record is on my week where I'm on my period, because I know that I'm just not going to come here in the best mood, the best energy, and so I just don't do that. And I look at my calendar to just plug wherever I can. It really isn't like, I just try to stick to my plan as much as I can. I only allow myself to move it one day, or if not 1 week the next week, but never more than that, because I know that's going to put me behind. Mondays and Fridays are the days that I do a little bit of YouTube work. Well, Mondays I do a little bit of YouTube work because I only have from 9 to 11 to work on YouTube. I can show you here my calendar. I only have from 9 to 11 to work on YouTube, so 2 hours. So I gotta make those 2 hours work for me. Friday, I have the whole day that I can work on YouTube, edit. Usually I only work half a day because I don't necessarily need a whole day to work on it unless I'm trying to batch like multiple videos, which sometimes can happen if I have a very high personal life things, or I just have other goals that I'm focusing on, or if I have brand deals. It all is based on my energy. And I've just learned that that works. For some people, they want to be rigid with their plan. I've done that for some seasons, but for this season, I'm definitely being a little bit more loose in what I do to make sure that I still show up without being too much pressure. So I showed you a month in May where I'm only doing 2 videos because in May, there's just so many social things, so many things I gotta do. I'm also embarking in my new journey with my nutritionist. So that's like something that I have to account in terms of like mental energy, you know, because I'm relearning things about nutrition, trying to do more workouts and stuff. So I want to focus on that before focusing on this. I can still show up on and maintain without overwhelming myself. The reality is that I see clients 3 days a week. So I see clients Mondays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays. Wednesdays are my day off. Unless I have gotten behind and I need to get stuff done, I have a little bit more things, you know, going on, I will work on a Wednesday, you know, morning. But usually I try to take them off. It's the day between my heavy days, Monday and Tuesday. I get a break, then I do Thursday and Friday work. I think it just works perfect for me. And that's how I plan my day. Like sometimes things shift. Like if I have an unexpected brand deal, I move the original planned video to my content bank for later again. It's why I believe in flexible planning, quarter for the overview, monthly for the details. That is what I like to do. And I'm not posting short form on Instagram or YouTube Shorts. I just can't do both right now. It's just not in me to do it, maybe in the future, but for right now I have other goals that are more important than increasing my social media following or, you know, getting more clients from social media. Like that's just not my goal right now. In terms of once I finalize my topics, I move on to scripting, scheduling, filming. I try to batch film, usually 1 to 2 videos at a time, plug those on ClickUp for Monday or Friday. For scripting, I outline each video and sometimes write it fully, especially if it's a sit-down video. I don't aim for perfection. I just want to be clear so I can stay focused while I'm filming. And then in terms of equipment, here's all the equipment that I use. I just use a Canon G7X Mark II. It's compact, it's perfect for vlogs. I don't have any big camera. What I use for my sit-down videos is what I use for my vlogs. I use iMovie. I do have like the more advanced editing, but for right now, easy simplicity works great for me. And then I use Descript because it has this AI feature where you can edit a video like a Word document, and that is so cool. Also, there's a button that you just have to click to remove filler words. So sometimes when I'm saying like, you know, like those kinds of things, you just click that button and it'll remove most of them, which is so helpful. Or things like, because I say like a lot, which is super game changer. So yeah, the Canon G7X, iMovie, and then Descript is another tool that I use. I do use this mic. It is a Blue Yeti. I use it for therapy sessions. I use it for when I'm doing a sit-down video and I want the audio to be clearer. I'll record the audio separately and then match it to the video. That is a lot of work. I haven't found a way to do it better, probably because I need a better camera to do it a lot easier. But right now, this is what we got. This is what we're doing. So sometimes a little bit more work, but that's what it is. If you are starting in this journey and you want to start a YouTube channel, I would say batch film a few videos before launching. You know, give yourself like 2 months before you actually launch so that you have 2 months of videos, and that way, because you're gonna be learning in that process. So allow yourself time to learn. Be realistic about your time. Give yourself permission to step back from other platforms if needed. Like I said, I took a step back from doing short form while I did this. You can repurpose content, like a lot of people tell you to repurpose content, but it's not always easy, especially if you're a solopreneur. Even with the help of my VA, things can be a lot, you know, because I still have to do a lot of the creative stuff. Like I can't just give everything to her to do. So she does help me a lot in the sense of like the little things that I'm not too worried about the details of the description. There are things where I've let go of perfection because it's dumb. It's dumb, it just wastes my time, and I rather post a video, even if it's imperfect, then post nothing. Wow, we ended up finishing this little portion of the video at 9:34. So now I have a whole hour and a half to work on other admin tasks, which is so cool. So I'm probably going to just like get all of this content that we're doing right now and maybe start editing. So again, those are the things that I end up doing because sometimes again, I give myself a lot of time, and when I have pockets of time free, I don't just be like, I'm not just gonna get my phone and scroll. Instead, I use those pockets of time to do something that I have on my week task. And that has really been helpful for me. Having margin helps so much. So I encourage you to have margin in your days. Okay, so now that it's 9:35, I'm gonna stop to sit down here. I'm gonna look at my emails, check in on clients. If they send me any texts or emails over the weekend. And I have a treatment plan that I need to do. Draft. I wanna draft it because me and my client have to go over it on Thursday. But doing it early will help me just get in a good headspace. So we're doing that, and I'm probably gonna do my thumbnail for this video, possibly. I take the time to do the thumbnail for this video. And now I'm gonna do my treatment plan that I was saying, because I'm ahead of my task and I still have an hour before lunch and before I get started with all my therapy clients for the rest of the day. Lunch, it's 11 o'clock already, and I typically have like an hour lunch before I start seeing clients. Just the easy meal, green beans, rice, and salmon. Honestly, my go-to on Mondays. It's like the easiest meal I can come up with. I'm trying to get 120 grams of protein. I'm still trying to figure out how to get there, because sometimes like I went from eating in a caloric deficit but eating a lot of like carb heavy meals, and so just like eating more protein and things like that, it's been, my body's been adjusting. So I actually measured my salmon just to make sure I am getting enough protein during my lunches, and it's been great. It's been great. I've been feeling like it's just more fueled for my exercises and things like that, so it's been so great. So I'm gonna relax for an hour and then we'll start our client sessions. We got our first session of the day. It is 2 p.m. and we are done with our first 2 sessions of the day. I have a block from 2 to 4. And then I have sessions from 4 to 7. So I have 2 hours in between, and I'm gonna utilize those 2 hours to write my case notes for this afternoon, for like the last 2 sessions. And then I have to cook for lunch tomorrow. I usually like to cook, like meal plan 2 days ahead, you know, like cook for the next 2 days. That way I don't have to worry about my lunches. So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna start with the case notes and then do that, and then and if we have free time, we'll just enjoy reading or doing anything that we can before we see our next block of clients. I'm all done with my lunch prep. So it's 2 lunches for me and then 2 lunches for my husband. It is now 2:51. I still have an hour break before my next round of sessions. I am done with sessions. It is 6:58. I'm so tired. It's been a long day, so I'm gonna end the vlog here. I hope you guys enjoyed this day in the life, me taking you along my content process. If you like videos like this, make sure you hit the thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel. I will see you in my next video.